Welcome to my digital marketing course. This is to help you get started with digital marketing. If you are someone who is interested in taking digital marketing as a career, this is the course for you. This would give you the roadmap, the blueprint, everything that I've done, courses I took to get you started. If you also want to take digital marketing as a side hustle, it's not something you want to do full time. You know that digital marketing has so many opportunities. It has a lot of applications, and so you can pick one aspect or master all of them if you have the time, the ability to do that and monetize it. Just a bit of introduction. My name is 𝗟𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀. I'm a digital marketing strategist. That's the vision. And, digital marketing is a long journey. It's such a very diverse world, which is constantly changing. The word for it is dynamic. I won't say I have arrived in digital marketing because it's a progressive thing. Twitter, which we all know, is now X. It's a space that is constantly evolving. And so that is what I've committed myself to do. But on the side, I'm a singer as well. I'm a worshiper. I'm a minister. I'm a graphic designer. That's passion. I really have passion for graphic design. Actually, that's what I started with. And then I found its application in business and I decided to marry the two. I also love technology. I'm someone who is more like a geek. If there is any new trend in technology, I just want to know about it. I may not necessarily practice it, but I just want to have a good understanding of how those things work. So Internet of Things, AI, you'd find me researching into this. So I also like to volunteer. All the skills I have, there are people who don't necessarily have the money to be able to pay for those services, but they need them. So I volunteer for an NGO called Literacy Impact Program. I serve as the social media designer. I just help them with all their graphics. I currently work with a company in Ghana called Dominion TV. It's Africa's prime Christian lifestyle television. I started working for them about 3 months now. But for the past 5 years, that's until I started working with Dominion TV. I was working with StarTimes, which is a pay TV service in Ghana. And between 2022 and 2023, I did my first remote job for a company in the UK called 7 League. I was put on the NFL Africa team to help promote the African players or players of African descent in the NFL. So that was my first remote job. And this just tells you the prospects that digital marketing offers. You can work remotely, you can work for anyone, anywhere, anytime. So what's the outline for today? We are going to be talking digital marketing. What is digital marketing? What are the benefits of digital marketing? What are the components of digital marketing? What is the digital marketing process? How do I get started with digital marketing? What are the courses to take now? When it gets to the courses, I've found more courses now. And so I'll be taking you through those courses. And then lastly, we'll look at skills and values you must have. Digital marketing is a very broad space. There are many applications, like I said before, but it requires a lot of discipline. If you heard me before, I was talking about working remotely, working alone, staying at home. Those are some of the prospects. Now there are so many opportunities that are available to you. Either you go in person or you are working hybrid or you go remote. And so if you don't have certain qualities, you might not be able to survive as a digital marketing person. I just have to tell you this thing point blank, because you're working with people and it's a very sensitive aspect of business as well. Marketing can make and break a business. Advertising can make and break a business. One wrong advert, one wrong line, one wrong caption can even allow the stocks of a company to go down. Hashtag Elon Musk. Elon Musk is someone who is known to be very public with his opinions. And just a tweet from him can either make his stocks go up or the stocks come down. Because our world has become very digital, our work online really can make or break a business. So yeah, this is the outline. What is digital marketing? Now, before I go into what digital marketing is, you can see two words at the top. There's digital and then there's marketing. Digital refers to anything done over digital devices, over the internet, over phones. That's what digital is. But what precedes it is the word marketing. So we need to understand what marketing truly is. Marketing in itself refers to activities that a company undertakes to sell, promote, and advertise its products. And this also includes research. There are 4 things I've mentioned. I've mentioned selling, I've mentioned promotion, I've mentioned advertisement, and I've mentioned research. So let's just quickly define all these things. So when you're selling, you're exchanging a good or a service for value. I have 20 pounds, I sell, you have a bag of rice. I give you my 20 pounds and I take your bag of rice. So a sale has occurred, a transfer has occurred, a transfer of ownership of something. So I give you something of value, you give me of something of value. That's what selling is. Promotion is when I attempt to influence your consideration of something. So let's go back to the analogy that I just brought. You sell rice and I have 20 pounds. Now, you are not the only person who sells rice. There are about 5 of you who sell the rice. So now I need to find, or you need to give me a unique selling point. That's also another marketing term. Something that makes your product stand out. So when I'm promoting something to you, I'm not just telling you that I sell rice. I'm telling you why my rice is better, why you need to buy my rice. I will attempt to give you reasons to change your consideration of other products and rather accept mine. So I'm influencing you. I am influencing your consideration. With advertisement, what you're doing is that you are sharing of information on a large scale. If you open your Bible app, if you open Facebook, if you open X, if you open Instagram, whilst you're scrolling, you would find that certain information is shared with you, which you didn't go searching for. You don't follow the pages. You may not even like the advertisements, but because you are within their target group, they share those advertisements with you. So that's what advertising is. It's a sharing information to a large group of people. Now, traditionally, advertisements was done via TV, via newspapers, via billboards, and this was very limited. Not everybody lives in Accra. So if I have a product and I put my billboard in Accra, people within Kumasi wouldn't be able to see them. So that's the benefit of digital marketing. Now I can do advertisement on online platforms, on mobile phones. I can blast SMS messages and it can literally go anywhere. As long as there is the internet and there are other digital devices, I will be able to meet my target market. That's what advertising is. And then there's also research. Now, research is conducting an analysis to test a particular theory. Let's say you have an ideology, you have a certain hypothesis that if this happens, this occurs. If A happens, this occurs. If B happens, this occurs. Now, those are ideas that you have. Those are hypotheses that you have. You need to be able to actually go into the marketplace. You need to actually go into the world and find out deductively that is this true? So you're going to be testing your hypothesis and you're going to do this with human beings. So because we are analyzing human behavior, the particular aspect of research that I'm talking about is not testing lab rats. You're studying human beings. You're studying the market. You're studying yourself. You need to conduct research about yourself. How do you do this? There's also a marketing term called SWOT analysis. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. You need to know your opportunities. Then you need to know the threats, things that you're prone to, things that can affect your business. You need to know you. You need to know your product. You need to understand what you have. Is it something that actually solves problems? Because that's what business is about. I should have even started with that. That even before you start going on to study marketing, you should need to have something that people need. Because business or marketing is to address needs of people, or else you just be selling something that no one has interest in. So that's what research does. Based on this broad explanation that I've given you, we are doing all these things. We are doing selling, we are doing promotion, we are doing advertising, and we are doing research on digital platforms. So now if we come to what digital marketing proper is, I would say that digital marketing is the component of marketing that uses internet and online-based digital technology such as desktop computers, mobile phones, and other digital platforms to promote products and services. Another one that we have is digital marketing involves promoting products and services or brands via electronic media. It encompasses a variety of tactics, platforms, and strategies to reach and engage the audience or potential customers online. So that's what digital marketing is. And Right from here, we see a distinction between traditional media. Like I said, we all know newspapers. We've all watched TV. But this time, when you're doing digital marketing, you're using the internet, primarily the internet. Even our apps, all the apps run with the internet. So it's primarily based, on the internet and then other online, based digital technologies, because the word online just means that they are based on the internet. So it's largely about the internet and the use of other electronic devices. So then what are the benefits of it? It gives you increased reach and visibility. Like I gave us the example before, if I sell in 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀𝘀𝗺𝗀, if I sell some certain things or I have goods and services within Accra and I want to reach people in Kumasi, I won't be able to do that if I put a billboard. And even if I put it in the city, I'll only be able to reach the people within that particular city. But then once I have access to the internet and I have access to an online-based service which runs on the internet, I can reach virtually anyone. What comes to mind when you think about this first benefit? You think about advertising. You think about sharing your content. And it's very cost effective. Just imagine having to put billboards in every city, every town, every junction, even in Accra alone. That's going to cost a ton of money. But then with digital marketing, with a few dollars, with a few cedis, whatever currency that you are privy to, at least you can spend, I won't call it cheap. If you really want to be able to make good gains in digital marketing, you need to be willing to spend some considerable amounts. But it's far better than using all that funds to get billboards everywhere, printing posters everywhere. And the results are very measurable. This is one of my favorite examples. If I had a billboard situated even at the center of Accra, I wouldn't be able to know how many people saw the billboard. In media, they call it eyeballs. How many eyeballs have I been able to attract? I wouldn't be able to tell. I can only estimate that, okay, and even that would require a survey, research. So even for me to be able to deductively tell that, okay, 1,000 people may have seen my billboard, I have to go back to the market, count the number of people, maybe pick a sample size, and then estimate. It's not something you can trust. And one thing that I've seen people with billboards do is that they usually have a security camera attached to the billboard. So per day, they can even go back, use AI to track the number of cars that pass by, estimate, the AI counts the number of people and all that. But that's just laborious. Whereas when you post something on WhatsApp, especially your status, you are able to immediately see the number of people who have seen it. So if it was a billboard, you can count the number of people. If you make a post on Instagram, when someone likes it, you get to see. You can see the reach, you can see the impressions. And so with digital marketing, you can know all the results pertaining to whatever you're doing online. And then there's also improved customer engagement. Let's go back to the analogy that I was using concerning the billboard. If I had a billboard and someone saw it, and maybe the person passed a nasty comment concerning my product, I wouldn't know. If the person had a good comment concerning my product, I wouldn't know. If somebody wanted information, but maybe was passing, couldn't grab the number well, I wouldn't know. So the only means that people can interact with such a product is maybe if they call the number. That's just laborious. Somebody might forget. Someone might intend to grab the number and call, but might simply forget. So what actually would help is that since it's online, you can quickly click the number. Most of us use the internet and then social media apps. So if it's a sale that you want to do, you go to the page, you find them, there's a chat button, you can comment, you can send them a DM, that's a direct message. So there is improved customer engagement. You get to interface with your clients, you get to interface with your community at any given point in time. And this is the best one so far for me, honestly. It levels the playing field. As a business person, now anyone can go into business, because say if I needed to start a business and for me to be able to reach people, I had to probably get a car, think about flyers, think about posters, get an office. That comes with all its operational costs of even keeping an office. Come to think of hiring people. But now You can sit with your phone. You don't even need a laptop. Once you have a phone, a smartphone, of course, you have data, you have a product to sell, you can do it. You can compete with the big companies. You can compete with virtually anyone, because it's not about your idea. It's about you being able to solve a problem. So you would find this, that there are lots of small companies that the bigger companies like to buy out, because the bigger companies had ideas, but someone comes along with a new idea. It might even be a latent desire that people don't even know that they need. So it really levels the playing field. So now let's move on. What are the key components of digital marketing? We have search engine optimization. And I'm going to display this to you. So we have search engine optimization. A search engine is a web search tool where you can get to access all the websites that are available. Now, websites are more like drawers with folders. Every website has particular information stored in its folder or in its drawer. When you go to a search engine, what you're literally doing is you are scanning through all the information that has been stored in these drawers. They call them servers. You are just requesting from information. This time, you don't actually go to the drawer to go and search for the information. You make a query. That's what search engines do. So anytime you make a search, you're actually querying. You are asking the search engine to find you particular information. Now, what it will do is that it would index, it would crawl through all the information that is available on the net and then give you a response. So it will give you the search engine results. And so we have the SERPs, which are the search engine result pages. So it would give you results, ranking them based on their relevance to you. So let's just say I want to search for best restaurants in Accra. Best restaurants in Accra. In split seconds, what the search engine has done is that it has pulled information of all the information relevant to my query. This is my query. So it pulls information relevant to my query. Now, here's where digital marketing comes in, because this is a digital service. We are not just doing digital marketing yet. How do we turn this into marketing? Now, with search engine optimization, the word optimize is to make optimum use of something, to make full use of something. So with search engine optimization, what you want to do is that you want to use certain tools and certain needs, plan your website in a way that makes your website very relevant, makes it easily noticeable for a couple of factors. Because like I mentioned, the search engine will crawl through all the folders. And so your folder should be known to have the exact information or something that is very close to what I have just queried. It would then give me a response. Now, what you want to attempt to do is that you want to attempt at least to be on the first page of my search query. So whatever that the internet has given me or whatever that the search engine has given me, I want to be on the first page. Now, most of you, when you're searching for something, you hardly even scroll down to the pages to see that there are actually so many more pages. Trust me, we could go on and on and on. Google gives you the first 10 pages. We can go next until even the 100th page. But that is why we're talking about optimization, right? If you are on the 100th page, it does you no good. So that means that if you're a restaurant, nobody is simply going to visit your restaurant. You need to optimize your website. And in the coming weeks, we will look at what search engine optimization is proper, go into it, what tools can you use to be able to optimize your website to ensure that you are ranking on the very top. Now, with content marketing, we are creating and we are distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience. Some examples of content marketing: when you go into TikTok, let's say you come to the page of Dominion TV, you realize that we don't necessarily put information concerning our products. Watch Dominion TV, watch Dominion TV. What we do is that we find out things that our audience easily relates to. So what are their needs? Their needs, they want to be happy, they want to laugh, they want to get some inspiring quotes, they will need information that is useful to them on their daily lives. If you keep telling me, buy from me every day, I'll get definitely bored of it. So what I want to do is that I create valuable information, something that's relevant to you, right? Something that you can easily use, something that will be meaningful to you away from just giving you my product. What that does is that it gives me top of mind awareness. What is top of mind awareness? If I ask you to think of the color yellow, what company comes in mind? If you're in Ghana, you'd say MTN. If I say red, you'd say Vodafone. So I don't necessarily need to always bombard you with sales, advertisements. But if MTN always creates content about their workers, their birthdays, sharing inspirational quotes, sometimes they have billboards which just say to you, how is your day? Or what they go on. I don't know if you've ever seen a billboard like that. Those are things that would easily move you. You can easily share such an item or such content because it's something that is relevant to you. So when you're doing content marketing, you are distributing certain things or content that really attracts people just so that you can capture their attention. Once you're able to do that consistently, that's the key word. Once you're able to consistently do that, now you are the top of their minds, literally. So at the next time that they will now have a need for your product, you are the first person the audience is going to think of first because you've been able to consistently capture and attract them. Now, mind you, this is just one aspect of digital marketing. So you can decide to study what content marketing is. That is when you go into video production, you go into creating content for TikTok, creating videos for YouTube. All those fall under content marketing. So you can decide to be a key content marketer. All of these things require a lot of time, a lot of skill, a lot of tact, a lot of research. It would be very wonderful if you have knowledge and skill and competence as well to be able to do all these things. It's possible, trust me, it's possible if you commit the requisite time to it. But I would actually say that find your niche, right? Find one that aligns with your skills. Like myself, I'll tell you the one that aligned to me personally. Because like I've already mentioned, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a communicator, I love to create content, I like to help people. And so even among this mix, there are ones that are like my core and other ones that I just have good knowledge about, but I don't practice them on a daily basis. Then we have social media marketing. Now, this is what we are all privy to. We all do a bit of social media marketing. When you post your picture on WhatsApp, you're marketing yourself. So what you're doing is that you're using social media platforms to promote your products and engage with customers. That's social media marketing. If you start a business, you need to have social media pages. That's quite simple. Then we have other forms. We have pay-per-click advertising. Whenever you see an ad, it moves you. It has a call to action. So that call to action is say, click here to make the purchase, or buy now, or order now, inquire for information. There is a button, there is a call to action where if you click that particular button or you click that particular image, it takes you to the destination. Now, because it's an advertisement, they are infusing yourself into your space. So you're on WhatsApp or you're on Facebook, you're casually browsing, and then you see an ad. It just pops up. Now, if you click that ad, you now have direct access to the product, or it leads you to make the purchase. When you advertise in this form, we call them pay-per-click. You are only going to pay, that's the advertiser, is only going to pay when someone clicks that particular advert. That's pay-per-click advertising. So anytime you see an advert pop up, which requires you to commit a particular action, the people are either paying for impressions, that's just you seeing them, or they're actually paying when you interact with them. When we go deeper into advertising, I'll tell you courses that you can take that will teach you advertising proper. You realize that there's also a whole world in the form of digital advertising, but we'll come to that as well. And then there's email marketing. If you have an Android phone, you definitely have a Google account. And if you open your Gmail, you realize that you are bombarded. Now they've even segmented it. Put a category or like a tab for promotions, because once someone has your email or once you are using the internet, and mind you, your Google account is connected to your web browser. This is where cookies and all those come in. There are softwares and applications, tools that constantly grab your information. So they grab your email, mostly when you enter or maybe you visit a particular site, they will tell you to register here or sign up here. Once you give them your email, trust me, you're going to be bombarded with emails. And usually they will begin to send you the email before you have to unsubscribe. So that's what using email marketing is. Email marketing hasn't died out because, like I say again, anyone who has an Android software must have a Google account. You can't operate your Android software without having an email. I mean, email marketing is not dying out anytime soon. It's definitely not a go-to for most people, but then it has its relevance. Then we also have affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing works in this way. You earn a commission by promoting another person's product or promoting a company's product. With this, it's very tricky because digital marketing works on networks. You are advertising to people. You're not just putting your product or service or anything that you provide. You're not just putting it in the internet, in a vague network. It needs to have people. It needs to have a network. For you to be able to succeed as an affiliate marketer, you need to be somewhat of an influencer. So once you have a large network of people and you're able to identify that, okay, I have about 2,000 friends, and you also need to conduct a bit of research. What are the interests of my friends? If you're a lady, you'd realize that some of your friends are always attending parties. So that means that they will buy lip gloss, they will buy shoes, they will buy bags. You need to become a go-to person for certain kind of things, or just simply have a wide network of people. And then scan through your audience, scan through your network, and find out, what are the needs of my network? I don't necessarily need to provide those services. I need to just identify someone who produces those services or someone that has that particular thing that they need, and let's affiliate myself with the person. Because it's my network, I'll promote your good to the network, my network. And anytime I make a sale, you give me a commission. I'll say a 10 to 30% commission is very fair. It will be very wicked. You have not, you had no hand in the production, and then you go requesting 70-30 and things. But all I'm just trying to say is that you first need to know what your network wants. It's not just about having a large following. If your following are kids, you don't go selling cars to them, because kids don't have the capacity to buy cars. Definitely. And even they don't have the capacity to buy anything. But if you have a product that the kids like, they can influence their parents to buy them. So you need to also understand, we are going back to research. So all these things are tied together. As you move on in digital marketing, you realize that it goes beyond social media. I get so disheartened. Sometimes people call me a social media person. I'm like, guys, you don't get the vision. It's beyond social media, but it's digital, and digital is vast. Now we have artificial intelligence coming in. We have augmented reality coming in. It's literally any platform that people gather on. At first, it was emails. People used to send emails to each other. Now, how do people gather? They use social media networks. So literally, what digital marketers are doing is that they are constantly on the lookout. What platform are people using? If it's Twitter, let's go to Twitter. If it's Facebook, let's go to Facebook. If it's LinkedIn, let's go to LinkedIn. Because that is where people gather. People don't gather on the marketplaces anymore. Where do they go? They congregate on social media and on these digital platforms. So digital marketing goes beyond social media. As I'm speaking, and now you get the vision. Then we also talk about influencer marketing. Now, unlike affiliate marketing where you are selling products, this is where I'll tie the two. They are quite alike, but the distinguishing factor is that with this, you are going to earn a commission based on the products that you sell. But for influencer marketing, a brand will collaborate with an influencer, and usually it's because of their popularity and their ability to influence people. So let's say I become the president of Ghana, amen, and because I have access to the whole of Ghana, someone could come to me and be like, okay, Mr. President, can you just give us an endorsement? It will shock you to know that just because I endorsed a particular company, more people, I'm influencing them because I'm the president of Ghana. And so they will be interested in knowing what the product is. Now, I won't get paid for every product. The people might not even make one sale, but because they are looking at my ability to influence the people, and they know that there's the propensity for that to cause a large number of people to buy their product, then they would pay me for that service. Like I say again, this is largely based on popularity. Then lastly, we come to analytics. Now, this is simply tracking and analyzing data to measure the success of marketing efforts. So literally, like you said, let me just go back. We have search engine optimization, we have content marketing, we have social media marketing, we have pay-per-click. I've mentioned about 9, and there are even more. These are the top ones that I've presented to you. With analytics, we are tracking the results because, like I said, digital marketing inculcates both the arts and also the science. With research, you are using the data that you receive, all the interactions, all the comments, all the shares. It's data for you. And like I said, the results of digital marketing are very measurable. So if your product is not doing well, you immediately know. Now, you need to be able to take this information, and make informed decisions about it. If you realize that when you check your social media, analytics, you check, oh, people are liking my product from Accra. It informs me about something. People are liking my product from Nigeria, although I'm in Ghana, but I have more of my following in Nigeria. So, you need to please everyone in your audience. Give everybody something. So that's what analytics does. I've bombarded with you so many things, but this is just to make you understand that digital marketing is so broad, and you can take one or two or all of them and really become a pro at it. You need to dedicate time for it. Now, like I already mentioned, there are some that I would say have become like the topmost. So something like affiliate marketing, pay-per-click advertisement. I would pick that over email marketing because a lot of people are moving away from that. It's still relevant, but some of the top picks are like search engine optimization. Content marketing is big now because everything is video. Everything is video. All the companies, everyone is on TikTok, everyone is on Instagram. I don't remember the last time you actually went through your email. Did you check your email today? Did you check your email yesterday? Have you checked your email this week? But you definitely went to Instagram. You definitely went to Twitter. You definitely went to TikTok. So it just shows you that even with the number of components that digital marketing has, they are the top ones and then they're the low ones. Now, how do you get started with digital marketing? Like I said before, with digital marketing, what you're doing is that you have to first define your target audience. And let me even start by saying that you have to identify a need. That's the whole idea of business. A lot of people go into business with fanciful ideas. Oh, I want to start a business. I want to build an app. I feel I'm good at this. And so I want to start a business. But be true to yourself. Whatever that you have, is it something that people need? Is it something that people want? Would they like to have it? Let me put this caveat. People might not always appreciate something because they simply don't know that they need it. They are latent needs. They are needs people have or people would have if they are told or informed about it. So if once they get the knowledge of your product, they will now begin to see its relevance in their lives. So you even need to do that before you define your target audience. Case in point. So this is the one story I really love. So Microsoft and BlackBerry and all the phone manufacturers had phones before, which had QWERTY actual buttons. So if you wanted to type a message or something, there was a small screen and there was a big keypad. And then you could type your messages, actual buttons, go left, right, turn on this, turn on that. And then Apple comes along and like, hey, they want to maximize the screen. They want to make everything so digital. They want to digitize even the keyboard itself. So Apple decides to come up with a all-screen phone which minimizes the use of buttons, just so that you can actually now get to interact with the software. You can do more with the software. The entire keyboard covering almost half or even sometimes 2/4 of the screen is just an obstruction. So Apple decides to invent this all-screen phone. screen touch phones. And trust me, they were heavily hammered. Microsoft, every single company wrote them off. Now, mind you, I've mentioned a few names. BlackBerry, where are they today? So that's the caveat. You need to come up with something that people don't know they need until it's exposed to them. That would mean that you need to trust and know that this is going to solve a problem. The people might not know that this is a problem, but you know that this will change the lives of people. And literally, now, Apple has become a market leader in the world of business because they were able to introduce a solution that people didn't even know they needed. And then people began to question the other leaders in the market. Why don't you have this? So now you see, they reshaped the market. Now, once you're able to identify something that people need, you need to define the target audience. Who are they? Where are they? You need to segment the audience. So you define your target audience. Then you set clear goals and objectives. You set clear goals and objectives. How am I going to meet their need? How do I intend to roll out my plan? You see, so you need to set clear goals and objectives. Then you now need to choose a digital marketing channel. Now, I'm going to give you certain insights to all the digital marketing channels. So there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's WhatsApp. All of them have their functions. All of them have the kind of network that thrives there. If I mention X, it's more like the gossip central of the world. That's where people go to share and get to know what's happening. On Instagram, people share their personal stories, share personal pictures and images. It's an image and video-based platform. And so on Twitter, people are just having discussions. People are just, chatting. But on Instagram, people are sharing video and picture content, image content. So if you have a product, say you sell bags and shoes, you may not thrive on Twitter because your product is something that requires visuals. And so you can have a Twitter account, which is good. You can, from time to time, because like I said, let's say you have an influencer or you have things that are relevant to people on Twitter. You have discussions that are relevant to people on Twitter. So you can bring in that's where content marketing comes in, right? So on Twitter, you do a lot of content marketing. You not be always talking about, come and buy from me, because people are not there to discuss business. They are just there to talk about what's trending. So you would find out that anytime if you visit X right now, you realize that if you open Twitter, let me say Twitter because I don't know, maybe someone here doesn't know that Twitter is X yet. But then when you open the chat, you realize that you read about 20 conversations and then there's one advertisement. There are 20 conversations and then there's one advertisement. You need to infuse your advertisement and your promotions with the interactions, or else you're not going to get far on X. So all I'm simply trying to say is that you need to understand all the digital marketing platforms. What is Facebook? What is the platform? Who is on Facebook? Why was Facebook made? Facebook is a very interesting mix because it's almost like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok combined. Everybody is there. Our grandmothers are on Facebook. Everybody is on Facebook. So it's a more like a too open space. Literally find everything on Facebook. But then Instagram is more targeted towards video and video and image content. Then comes TikTok. Once you know your product, you know the audience, then you know where to find them. Then you choose a digital marketing channel. So not everybody needs a Twitter account. Not every business needs a Twitter account. Sometimes you are just fine with your Instagram account because does it achieve your clear goals and objectives? What is your objective? You want to make sales. What is your product? Where will you find these people? You know the people that you are targeting and you know exactly where to find them so that you don't engage in a hit or miss agenda. You rather focus all your energy in growing one platform. Then you can do what we call driving traffic to other platforms. So you don't necessarily need to open a business and then you create accounts on all the social media platforms if you're not going to use them and if they're not going to serve your purpose. Then we come to creating engaging content. I can't stress on this enough. Because you are dealing with people and you need to capture the audience, you need to create engaging content. You need to create something that captures them. You can't do this if you don't understand your audience. Once you understand your audience, you can create something that will capture them. Before we go to the end, You need to now publish this. So once you've defined your target audience, you've set clear goals, you've chosen. This might sound like so much that I'm bombarding you with, but trust me, if you follow this model, it's going to work. Now, when you create the engaging content, you publish. Now, I put test there because social media, again, is very dynamic. You might set clear goals and objectives, but people are funny. Today, you might think that based on so and so factors, if I bring this product out, it might sell. With all these things being said, it still won't succeed. Although you might follow the right procedure and follow the winning strategy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work. And you don't need to stress yourself about it. So someone starts a business, and this also goes to someone who is going into digital marketing. Someone employs you, pays you money, and makes you run their company business. And it's not growing. It's not always because the social media manager is bad. The market is a battleground. And so instead of just following, strategies which are like cut and stone, no, you need to publish and test, because what might work for MTN might not work for Vodafone. Trust me, what might work for Airtel might not work for MTN. So the fact that you are seeing someone follow a particular business model or follow a particular strategy doesn't necessarily mean you're going to succeed at it. So I say publish, but I'll call it test. So after you test, you analyze the insights. Now, it's upon analyzing the insights that you'll be able to find out what truly is unique to your network. So your network, you would actually realize that more people browse or engage with your content on WhatsApp. It will shock you. So yes, you are a bank like other banks, but people only visit your Facebook page. So that would mean that you need to focus on your Facebook page and then also try and create a new strategy for the other platforms. So that's how you get started with digital marketing. Now, you also need to get a lot of education and training. We'll be coming to that in a bit. Formal education in marketing is very relevant. But you see, with digital marketing, you're looking at tools. You're looking at marketing's application in other tools which are constantly evolving. So it's good to learn marketing, but to really understand what Facebook is, you might not get all that information in school. Because you are studying tools, Facebook was created by someone. Facebook didn't just come. Facebook was created by someone. LinkedIn was created by someone. So you need to understand how the tool works and why it was made. And amazingly, all the platforms have their own online courses. Facebook has a learning platform called Blueprint. Twitter has Flight School, but before, Twitter had something called Flight School, right? So if you want to learn about how Twitter works, go to Flight School and learn about it. YouTube also has its own. There's Google Academy, where you can learn about all the essentials of Google and all that, because it was created by someone. So if you really want to understand digital marketing, pick an aspect of digital marketing and find out. If it's the internet, if it's Google, Google has all its services. So Google search engine, Google ads, all of them have training platforms. Now, who best to tell you about how to use Google than Google themselves? So if you want to learn how to do Google ads, go to Google ads. You might not actually get all the information in school. Facebook can teach you better about themselves than anybody can. So what you need to do is you need to find these platforms, go onto them, learn about the platform and how they created it to work. So you learn about Facebook, learn about how Facebook was created to work. When you master it, then you can reinvent your use of it. You can be innovative with it. You can even do more on Facebook than probably Facebook created Facebook to be. Trust me. So then you now build a portfolio. I really would advise you, because digital marketing is very sensitive. Trust me, I've talked about advertising. You're representing a company, and if you are someone who is just learning, I won't give you my business to use as your test, or lab rat. I want to trust that you have some experience. So what I would advise you to do is that find a business that is close to you, or maybe your own business, and test some of these things on it. Once you're able to test whatever skill that you have learned and you build the experience, then now you can go in for the big jobs. So don't just take courses online and walk into a business and say, I know about Facebook. Like I said, there's a lot of testing that you have to do, because what you know and what you have read and what you have studied might be so different from company to company. So you can't apply just your knowledge raw on a company. You have to test all those things. And then that's very tricky. Just imagine that someone has given you £200 to run an ad, and then that ad doesn't even generate one sale. What is going to be your response, right? And so you need to have been able to test out this and find out what works, know how to do budgeting. You don't just carry all that £200 and start running the ads of £200. No, what will you do? You split it into 4. You run 50 the first time. You run ads for £50. You check it. Okay, is it working? You change your tactics. Then you spend another 50. You change the tactics. You spend another 50. When you do that, you'll be able to maximize and optimize your work as a digital marketer. But you see, with this, you need to have been able to test out all these things. So I would strongly advise you is intern somewhere. Find someone that you can work with. Find a family member who has a business who does not have a social media account. Create it. Start to use it. Play around with it. And find your footing in there. And then you can now turn it into a business. And then also network. Now, if you go back to the various aspects of digital marketing, you actually realize that digital marketing is so vast. There is content marketing, there is advertising, there is a search engine optimization, which has a bit to do with website creation and all that. And so you might not be a master of all the trades. You may be a jack of all the trades. And so you need to build a network. What I do personally is that, mind you, I mentioned content creation. So that means that you need to be creating content. You need to shoot videos. You need to take pictures, or maybe take pictures from, a freelance a site or free site that you can use, copyright free. That's the word, sorry. Copyright free site to use so that you don't get sued for using anyone's content. But you need to build a network of people, because if you're running a social media site, you need to be making posts. But that post might need to be designed. That post might need to be a video, which needs to be edited, which needs to be short. There will be a need to work with a specific network of people. If you have all these abilities, that's wonderful. I know how to do graphic design. There are certain aspects that I can easily do, and it makes me very versatile and quite valuable to my employers. But I've still not covered all the 9 or so aspects. There are certain areas of digital marketing that I'm lacking. And so I need to be able to connect with professionals. I'm not a guru when it comes to website creation and coding and being able to optimize websites and all that. I have the knowledge, but I work with professionals to be able to do that. So as you join this creative community, you'd also get to interact with professionals who can assist you when you're running something or when you're embarking on a project. And then you start to apply for jobs. So like I said, either you apply for jobs, so look for low entry position levels in marketing. That was what I would advise. But if you're confident enough that you'll be able to survive in the big league, many companies are willing to take people and train them who show potential. If you also want to do digital marketing as a side hustle, you don't want to focus on it as a career. You just want to be able to get something on the side to do. You first need to have done all these things, but then identify a niche. Because like I said, if you are going to digital marketing full time, you should at least have a good grasp of about 4 or 5. Good grasp, not necessarily be a guru at all of them, but at least know how about 4 or 3 sometimes, even the least I would say 3. Content marketing, advertisement, then maybe search engine optimization or any other like content management or all that. So if you are able to have a good grasp of a few of them, identify your niche. Identify one aspect of it that you can focus on. So you want to be the SEO guy. You want to be the social management person. You want to be the content creation person. You find that niche and then you do that alongside any other thing that you are doing. And so once you're able to find that niche, then you focus on that. Because like I said, digital marketing requires a lot of time, requires a lot of investment. And so you can't be going out there touting yourself as a digital marketer who can help out people do. You go and carry projects and you will fail people. And you don't want that. Credibility is very key when it comes to digital marketing. You can also build your own freelance network of people, side hustle people. So if you get something, but you also need to go into management skills and all that. You can create a website, develop a professional website to showcase your services. But I've also come to find that sometimes social media is enough because people hardly visit websites. And because we are in a visual-driven world now, people want to just see the results of what you are doing. So let's just say that you're a content creator. Put the content that you create out there. Engage with people. Give people free value. Have Instagram blogs where you're sharing ideas and all that. Like myself, I don't have a website, but I use my social media. I use my WhatsApp. I use my LinkedIn. I give people content. And then when the time comes, I have these video sessions, which I'll put on YouTube or put on Instagram. I don't necessarily need a website. Websites are very, very important because on social media, you are competing with everybody. But with a website, I can tell my story how I want to tell my story. Facebook will not give me a limit for my caption. I can choose to put my pictures where I put my pictures. I can choose to add video. You can make a video post on Facebook where you combine a video and images. So just say I want to structure my page where you see a video somewhere, you scroll down, you have an image somewhere, you scroll down, there's text. With websites, I can control how I present myself. But with Instagram or any other social media platform, you are limited. You are supposed to work within a certain confinement. But then think the network first. Where are the people? If everybody is going to Instagram, I would do better having an Instagram page and optimizing my interactions on Instagram, using my stories more than necessarily having a website. Then you build your brand, establish a social media presence, promote your services and attract clients. Network and market yourself. You need to be able to show what you have. Join online communities, fellowships, offer your services. I mentioned finding maybe a family member or a friend who has, a local business. Do that so that you can be able to gain experience. And then you can start charging higher rates when you start attracting larger clients. We have just a short while to go. Now we will go into the courses that I'll recommend for you. We will take some time here, but I just plead with you to stay with me. The first one I would propose is Digital Ad Certificate by 𝗟𝗡. Just as the word says, it focuses on advertisement. So if you want to learn digital marketing, specifically to be able to run advertisements, which is big business, Digital Ad Expert is by 𝗟𝗡. It's a certificate program. I took it about 2 years ago, and trust me, it's really, really worth your while. With Digital Ad Experts, we go to digitaladexpert.com. The amazing thing about this particular course is that it's absolutely free. You don't need to pay a dime for it. Now, you might not know 𝗟𝗡, but they are a huge marketing agency or consultancy in the South Americas. And so they are known, like they're very credible in Argentina and the rest of the South Americas. So they came up with a learning platform where people can go onto and learn digital marketing. I've taken the course already, so you can sign in immediately. You can either take your virtual sessions twice in a week for about 8 weeks, and then you complete.
You can also take the self-paced sessions and complete in your own time. Then you take the exam.
They've segmented the courses into some bits. So you take a pre-work, just a brief introduction into... I didn't stress on basic concepts to get started, social media advertising. If you join this particular course, you get to know what Twitter is. You can see it's a very elaborate platform, traditional marketing, digital marketing. It gives you great, and it's a very just beautiful interface. It's very lovely to go through it. You go to the next lesson, the target market, target audience, KPIs, most of the things that I was just splashing and informing you about. This platform will give you all that information. It also tell you about social media advertising. Now, like I mentioned, it's focused on advertising, but I love how they give you all the wholesome content. It's very comprehensive, but at the end of the day, it comes back and zones on advertising. So that's about Digital Ad Expert. Then we also go to Udemy. But I believe you know Udemy. Udemy's courses, I think I would rate Udacity over that. So Udacity is a paid platform, and it's quite expensive based on where you are in the world. But then I was able to secure a scholarship on the Udacity platform, and with all the digital marketing courses that I have taken, I would say that the Udacity one is the most comprehensive. It didn't just focus on a particular aspect. So SEO, content marketing, pay-per-click. It literally gives you a very broad understanding of all of them. And it was also very practical. It took me about 6 months, 6 months to be able to complete this thing. And it's very, very, very intensive. Very, very intensive. You can join this course. If you sign up, you need to literally have about $1,000 to be able to have access to it. Now, mind you, you need to take the course for 6 months and you're paying $846 to be able to study it for 4 months or have access to the course for 4 months. So if you're not able to complete within 4 months, then you need to pay to have more access to it. But like I mentioned, there are scholarships that you can take. I personally took a scholarship. Access Bank has a scholarship called Scholars for Africa. Look through their scholarships and apply for one. Now, because it's a learning platform and they have so many courses, you need to find, a scholarship program that actually pays or sponsors the particular course that you want to do and apply for it. Trust me, if I was able to do it, you can do it too. But like I mentioned, if you don't have the funds to be able to pay for this, all the knowledge that you would need to get, you can still get on other platforms. So I'll be coming to that also in a bit. So that's it about Udacity. It's very worthwhile, trust me. It's very, very worthwhile if you're able to do it. Now, this is another course that I found. Santander is a bank, right? Banco Santander. It's a global bank. If you watch football, you see they used to sponsor the La Liga in Spain. So it's a very big bank and they have a learning platform which they call the Santander Open Academy. So Santander Open Academy. And they have free courses over there. It's not just free courses. They have free ebooks, audiobooks, podcasts, videos, limited access courses and all that. But there is a digital marketing course over there. There's an e-commerce course over there. There's a communication skills course over there, business communication skills course over there. And this course has an amazing twist. It presents digital marketing with storytelling, which is very unique for me. It's a very short course. It takes you just about 8 hours, but it doesn't really dive into the various platforms and how to use it. It just presents digital marketing with storytelling. It shows you the impact of understanding people, understanding the needs of people, so that you tell a story. The best way to win someone's heart is to make them find themselves in what you are providing them. And usually that's where the power of storytelling comes. I can tell you or just come and share a product idea to you. But if I tell you a story or I present it in a way where you get to find yourself, I'll maybe use a character and make you realize certain similarities between the character that I am presenting and then the product or the solution that I'm having. I literally hack your brain. This course is a very, very interesting one. And so I would say that definitely take this course. And it's from a very generous platform. Like I said, Santander is a very big bank. And I feel this is also their way of giving back to society. And the interesting thing is that they did this course in collaboration with the University of Chicago. So all the information that you are is very, very weighty and relevant information that you are going to be learning from here. Gone are the days when someone says, I did a degree or online course, it was trashed. It wasn't really seen to be something huge. But now people, actually give respect to online courses because they are from credible sources. Now, the big bang for me is LinkedIn. LinkedIn Learning is one where you can get, a ton of courses to do. I have personally taken another digital marketing course over there, Master of Digital Marketing. And I'm currently taking the advanced as a digital marketing specialist. I wanted to go into 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 and Power BI, just understanding how that works, but I've paused on it a bit. LinkedIn Learning is just a vast platform, but it's a paid for platform. And so I'm going to teach you a hack. I'm going to teach you a hack as to how to get a 1-year LinkedIn premium. Just imagine. I mentioned when we went to Udacity, you realized that you actually have to pay about $1,000 to be able to access Udacity for 6 months. And you need to have access to Udacity for 6 months to be able to do almost any of their courses, right? 6 months. So if you don't get a sponsorship, that you just need to prepare $1,000, pay, and actually have access to the platform. So having access to LinkedIn for 1 year is a big thing. I mean, see the number of courses that you get to take, right? You might actually get lost and get fatigued because there are so many courses you would like to, okay, maybe this is interesting, that is interesting. Of course, there are some that are short, some that are weighty. There are actual certifications, some that give you certifications, some that don't. They are just short courses for knowledge. This is one that I took from Zendesk. You can see I completed it and I got my certificate. This is Zendesk Customer Service Professional Certificate. And you need to have access to the platform to be able to do this. So if you don't have the funds to be able to pay for LinkedIn and actually start taking their courses on the LinkedIn Learning, there is a course called Green Digital Skills. Now, it's from 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝘀. So 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀 is also a learning platform which has partnered Microsoft and LinkedIn themselves. So 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝘀 Academy is on the mission to raise as many digital people that they can find. Now, like I mentioned, digital has so many applications. Social media, there's the internet, there are computers, there are mobile phones. So digital is very vast. Lighting systems, Internet of Things. Now, literally anything, your cars are even connected to the internet. So everything is digital. The broader picture from this is digital transformation. Now we are seeing that there's a digital application for everything that we do. And everything has become digital. Like I mentioned to you, you can turn off your light bulb from your house. So you can track anyone, your family members, you can track your dog, you can put a chip in your dog. So there are digital applications for everything, but the rate of digitization also has an impact on the ecosystem. Yeah, computers are always on, and because we use so many digital products, we use computers, we use mobile phones, we use lighting systems, we drive electric cars. This consumes a lot of energy, and the energy needs to be generated by certain things, right? Some people have nuclear reactors, but all these things have carbon emissions. And the way that these carbon emissions affect our ozone layer, affect our ecosystem, right? It troubles us. So because 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀 Academy is pushing this green agenda, how do we inculcate, green, saving nature into the devices that we make, into the internet, into the application that we do? You need to create an application which consumes less power. If I create a website and the website is very heavy, I use images that take a while to load. You've ever had such an experience? You open a website and the website takes about 2 minutes for the image alone to load. It means the image is very heavy. Now, if you were going to order food on the website, you would spend about 10 minutes on the website because you are still waiting for things to load. So if you spend 10 minutes on the website, you've consumed 10% more of your battery power, or some, I'm just giving raw figures, right? You spent more time. That means you spent more time on your PC, which was connected to your power plug. So that means you're using a percentage more of your electricity, which affects the power grid, which affects the ecosystem, right? You are contributing to more carbon emissions. So if I get to build an app or get to make my website as fast as possible, I reduce the amount of time that people spend online, and that trickles down to reducing carbon emissions. I know you might think that it's so insignificant, but trust me, if all of us in the world get to spend less time on the internet, it will definitely impact our ecosystem. So that is the focus of this particular skill. And you might find it very boring, but trust me, if you are someone who has digital transformation in mind and you're looking at creating things that are eco-friendly, would be helpful to the ecosystem, then this is the course to take. Now, the reason why I'm giving you this course is not just so that you take the course and get your 1 year LinkedIn premium, because that is the catch for this course. Because they want to encourage people to learn other digital things. What they want to do is they want to boost your digital career, but create your digital career with the ecosystem in mind. So they are sponsoring you to start a digital career. They're sponsoring you to start your website, creation job. They are sponsoring you to start your application building, career. They're sponsoring you to start your digital marketing career. They're giving you a boost to be able to do that, but they want to first make you aware of the impact of digital technology on the ecosystem. So as you go through this course, you're learning about green technology. But then after successfully going through this course, which will take you about 2 months or sharp a month, you get 1 year free LinkedIn premium access. And then you can come back to LinkedIn and then take any course that you want to take on LinkedIn. So this is just a no-brainer. You can take it right now. If I was you, I'm going to take it right now. There are so many other platforms. There's 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀𝘀. Let me just take you to 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝘀 Academy, where you can learn a few things as well. So with 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝘀 Academy, if I open the courses, you can learn digital marketing, email marketing, getting your app, CRM system, data management. All of these courses are all free. You can start them. I've not seen any of their courses that are paid for yet, unless of course they are partnering an agency. So just like you see, it's completely free and online. But usually some of these courses are segmented into smaller sections. And so you have to take a lot of them to be able to cover the full breadth of what exactly that you want to do. Yes, you can learn all of these things, right? 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 marketing, email marketing. I mean, there's so much to learn. Social media marketing certification too, right? So they've split all the courses into shorter ones just so that it takes you shorter time to be able to take them. Now, let me take you to Facebook's Blueprint. Now, it's also a free online training platform. They have programs and courses that you can take. So this gives you good knowledge about Instagram and Facebook and then WhatsApp and how to use it. So if you're going to be a digital marketer, you need to understand how Facebook works. And like I mentioned, who better to tell you about Facebook than Facebook themselves by Meta? So learn about Facebook from Facebook. Get to know how Facebook works. Where the catch is for this is if you want to get certification, then you need to actually sit for an exam and then take the course, sit for the exam. They have various levels of the certification. So they have the Meta Certified Marketing Associate. They have the Meta Certified Marketing Science Professional. And all of them, whether it's beginner or intermediate, if to get a certification, you actually need to sit for an exam. So you need to, prepare about, maybe $300 to $400, and just so that you'll be able to take some of these courses. The knowledge is free, but the certification is paid for. So we are trickling down to the end of this session. Let me quickly reshare my screen. Wow, Lucy, thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate you being here. So there are freelancing opportunities. If you want to get into digital marketing, I'll have a session on how to get business. So if you've gone through the course, and what I'll be doing is I'll be giving free coaching to anyone who wants to take any of the courses. So, if you are doing something and you don't have an accountability partner, the possibility for you to procrastinate or just stop doing it is very high. So if you want to take any of these courses and you want to commit to it, just send me a DM. Just send me a DM on WhatsApp, the WhatsApp business number. So just send me a DM, tell me, I want to take this course, I want to take that course. And then we'll look at the course, what time it will take you. I'll be helping you through all for free, just so that you'll be able to get the needed knowledge. So I'll be your accountability partner, making sure that you actually get it done. Now, when a number of us have finished the courses, I want us to focus on the knowledge first. So once you've been able to get the courses done, you finish them, and then now that you have the knowledge, now that you have your skills, how do you monetize it? How do you now get business? Then we'll have the sessions for actually having to get business. So we look at freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, there's so many. Or actually do remote work. Now, this is where I would really pledge to work remotely for people. Finding work on Fiverr and Upwork can be very, very stressful and tricky. But then if you have people around you, someone has a barbering shop but doesn't have a social media account, look at your immediate network and see how you can create a solution for your immediate network. You don't always need to go far and beyond. Look around you, look in your church, look in your school, look at your workplace, right? Someone definitely needs digital marketing. So if you now know about digital marketing and can help them in any of the aspects, then you turn that into business. And that is remote work, because you are not sitting in an office with them and just doing everything that you have to do with them online, because of course it's digital. So you can also do everything that you have to do on digital. Once you have a laptop, you have a mobile phone, and you have good internet, you can do anything that you want or please them in any form that they need. You can also start your own agency, or you can partner me and then we'll make the money together. Build your separate skills. Of course, you need to have something I don't have. Or let's just say that we combine to share ideas and then we build a business together. Or you can become an affiliate marketer, right? Earn commissions by promoting products and services. That would mean that you need to become a very popular person, right? Get a large following, and then you can become an affiliate marketer. You can earn commissions by promoting products and services through your own digital marketing efforts. This is the last slide, and then we are out of here. Thank you for staying with me. To survive as a digital marketing person, you need to be curious, because like I've mentioned to you, digital marketing is always changing. Today there's X, tomorrow there's this. So you need to be curious. You need to be naturally a very adventurous person. You don't need to stick to the status quo. You need to always look at what's trending, what's going on. If you're not a curious person, you might miss it when the next big thing comes. You also need to be a very creative person, because mind you, because we are in a digital world, which is now heavily image-based, video-based, you need to design things that are very visually appealing. You need to find, I spoke about storytelling. You need to find creative ways of stirring emotions of people. They watch your ad and then something sparks within them. You need to know what kind of feeling that you want people to have. Do you want them to feel remorse? Do you want them to feel happy? Do you want them to feel enlightened? What kind of emotion do you want to invoke in people? You need to find a creative way of doing that. You need to be very analytical as well, because you are testing things. You are constantly testing. Nothing works one way on social media. That is one thing I have found. But you constantly need to test things and then analyze all these ones and then be able to define. Even when you are able to define something today, trust me, tomorrow it will change. So you need to go back to curiosity. You need to go back to creativity. It works in that chain. You need to have good communication skills. You're dealing with human beings. And so you need to understand people. How do you talk to people? Because what do you want to do? You want to inspire people. You want to appeal to them. What best way to communicate in the way that moves them? You need to be adaptable. You need to be willing to change and willing to be bent, willing to try anything. So you need to be able to adapt. I can be very creative and yet still very critical and analytical. But you can be the very creative person, always wanting to test new ideas and stuff. It's great. It really helps with adaptability. But sometimes it might make you pay a price when you actually need to do something which follows a structure. So you need to be a healthy blend. You also need to be a problem solver, right? If you are not analytical, if you are not creative, if you're not adaptable, you can't solve problems. You also need to pay attention to detail. Like I mentioned, whatever you do, unlike a billboard, maybe only people in Accra will see. But if you do something that is on Facebook, it's literally the whole world seeing it. If you don't dot your I's, if you don't pay attention to detail, and you say something the wrong way, you type something the wrong way, it's going to cost you, it's going to cost your business. That's why I said digital marketing is not something to joke with. So a lot of people will play down on digital marketing because it doesn't look like a fancy thing. But trust me, in our world today, digital marketing is the way to go. There are other things. I won't say digital marketing is everything, no. But because the world has become digital and business is now done on digital platforms, you need to have good knowledge of digital marketing. So you need to pay attention to details. You have to have good time management, especially if you are working remotely. You need to be able to meet deadlines. If you were supposed to make a post this morning and this morning you didn't make the post, you've lost money, right? If you're supposed to run an ad and run the ad between today and through to next 20 days and you don't run the ad, you've lost money. So if you don't prioritize your task, you don't meet your deadlines, you won't be able to do it. If you go and tell somebody that, oh, I can run your ads for you, I can create content for you, the person pays you and now per day you're supposed to make 3 posts, and you don't make those posts, you're not meeting your deadline. So you need to be someone who manages your time very, very well. You need to learn how to collaborate. Some people say, me, I don't like working with people. I'm not a people person. 𝗂𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. 𝗂𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 simply means you are going to suffer. Because like I mentioned, there are so many complex aspects of digital marketing. And you would certainly at some point need to involve an external person or need to work with a team of people. So if you don't know how to collaborate, digital marketing is not for you. Of course, you can be the pro where people will come to you and now maybe just come to you for services, you do them. That would mean that the people will need to just manage you well. Now, you don't want to be the kind of person who is not free, but people they need you, so they just manage you. You can definitely work with difficult people. It's still communication. If you have good communication skills, you can still work with difficult people. Trust me, I've worked with very, very difficult people who always get on my nerves. Sometimes I also get on people's nerves, I've been told, even today. But you just need to know how to collaborate with people. And then, because it's a journey that's ever changing, yesterday there was Twitter, now it's X, tomorrow it might be Y. So because it's a continuous learning journey, and digital marketing is ever evolving. When Facebook started, it was just pictures. Nobody had data to upload videos, right? We were only sharing small megabytes pictures because that was the data that we had. But now people are sharing whole 30-minute videos. Tomorrow, you don't know what it would evolve. Now we won't be sharing videos, right? We would actually be living an augmented reality, and people don't necessarily post video. We enter the AR environment and take a picture and post it. So digital is evolving. Digital is truly, truly evolving. So you need to grow with it. You also need to know how to make data-driven decision making. That is, if you have an analytical mindset and your business acumen is very sharp, you can make good decisions based on your analytics that you've done. So I split the two. They are not the same. You can analyze something and know, okay, this is why this happened. This is why this happened. But then what do you do about it? Now you know the results, but what decision are you going to take about it? You might make an error. So you need to have the ability you need to develop this thing, right? Be able to make data-driven decision making. You also need to be customer-centric. This is very simple. Marketing is to influence people, is to sell to people, is to promote to people, is to research people, your product and yourself. So you need to think people first. Think your customer first. Think the person you are selling to first. You need to be strategic in your thinking. Now, develop a long-term strategies that align with your business goals. Right? You also need to be very resilient. Like I said, you start something and it does not work because it won't always work. You won't always get it right the first time. You won't get it right the second time. You might not get it right the third time. You might not get it right the 100th time. Would you give up? No. You need to be resilient. You need to have a growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? It's not that you can't do it. No. I'll make myself better. I will learn more. It's just a hurdle. You are not failed. You've just hit a point where you need to learn more or rechange your strategy. So you need to be very resilient. And lastly, you need to be integrous. You need to be truthful. You need to stick to your word. So this brings us to the end. We've completed our session. I personally believe that the best way to advance in your knowledge is to teach. The more you teach, the more you review your knowledge, right? You get to see the gaps in them. So someone might be actually thinking, why is 𝗂𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 doing this for free? Because it helps me. It helps me become better when I teach you. One other thing that we'll be talking about is AI tools that you can use in digital marketing, right? So with content creation, how can you use CapCut to be able to create content? How can you use vidIQ to monetize and track your Facebook content? How can you do graphic design, right, with Canva or Photoshop? Trust me, all these things are very, very, very simple to do. I learned all these things, even digital marketing myself. I'm a self-taught digital marketer. Yes, I'm a business student. I've always been studying business. I did business in senior high school and I went on to do banking and finance. So I've always been studying business. If I tell you I have not learned about marketing, I'm lying. But like I said, digital marketing is not the same as your traditional marketing. So I had to learn all these things myself. I learned graphic design myself. I taught myself content creation. I learned how to create ebooks and all that. So I have a wide skill set, which I'm still adding on to, but I want you to, come along with me on this journey, and then we will learn more. At this point, I bring the session or my aspect to an end, and I would just like to ask you some questions. So I'll give room for questions if you have any. If you have a review, just put it in the comments. If you want to turn on your mic and just tell me, I've learned something, just tell me how you found the session so far.
All right. Good evening to all of you. And I joined your page quite recently, and I'm really impressed with what you're doing. I just want to say that continue. You're soon going to see more and more people join, and very soon, probably take it from this level to lecturing or doing something more like LinkedIn learning, or even certifying students for a course, more or less. I'm not too new to what you've been teaching, but I know you actually given very good information to all of us. And it's always a learning curve. Like I always say, learning has no end. So for me, even being a part of this makes me feel so humble. And I just wanted, I missed the part of your session today, but hopefully the next time I'll stay good for the entire 2 hours.